Hey everyone, hope you guys had a fun Apex weekend. As you all know, Season 8 championships are almost over and the finals are occurring tomorrow. In this video, I'll be going over the games I played during my playoff run and talk about some changes that I will be hopefully adding to my box. Without further ado, let's get started with my first game versus Edgar Allan Bro. This was in the round of 256. So, a little context of the match. So, I knew Edgar Allan Bro previously from a match I had with him in ladder, and I knew he ran a tank push comp. So, really, this game was not pretty. I don't think I should have won. I got very lucky, actually. But the big problem with my box right now is I cannot beat tank pushes very reliably. I need a good amount of luck to be able to pull a win off, or have the opponent make many mistakes and me not having a lot of mistakes. But yeah, I'll go about this. There's a game later on in towards the end of my run that very made me realize that I really need some more assassins. At least one more assassin in my box. I don't usually play with the assassins that much. I do have Sherry and Kyra, but I rarely first pick them. So maybe I should start doing that. Anyhow, let's watch this game and see what happens. Yeah, so my strategy going into this game is I will be using Ultimuller to displace the tank push formation and having TJ, Sherry, Helena try to pick off the enemy team. So this plan actually worked in the beginning as I had hoped. So yeah, I decided to try out Earth Knight Goblin Chariot with the Assassinate skill. Yeah, so, standard loadout with everybody. So yeah, game plan, Ultimuller pull and try to, catch people out of position. I also wanted him to try to attack my Ultimuller with Luke, but he did not take the bait, as you will see. So yeah, just, standard, good, solid, safe plays, just buffing up his allies. So here, I decided to teleport Sherry in. I wanted to get a kill off of the puppet. So maybe goblins weren't the best choice here because my assassinate skill was used on the puppet, and even without goblins, I could have probably killed the puppet. And had I had angels here, I would have probably lived. But that was a misplay. Yeah, so drop the Himiko 3C, force the Florentia to heal, or Licorice. So Landius does not have guard down because of immune to stun. Yeah, so here this really was not the best play, I would say, but it was more of just like a go in, see if my 3C clocks kind of thing, lay down some damage, so he has to heal. And he does heal. So what's going to happen next is actually very interesting. If anyone knows the answer to this, please enlighten me. So the Ultimuller pull, as you see here, Landis actually lands to the right of Ultimuller. From my understanding, at least when I tested in just friendly matches, if you pull a single unit, it somehow always lands to the left of Ultimuller. But here you see Landis land to the right, which is very confusing for me because this does not, unless this pull is random, this does not explain why the tests I ran had Landius landing, or whatever unit that gets pulled singly, land on the left of Ultimuller. Yeah, so Ulti can tank a hit, no problem. Here my Helena goes in and just kills the Luke. Yeah, so now I'm at a very weird spot. This was kind of sad too. The TJ's not killing Florentia. Florentia is actually very, very good at tanking hits by herself because of the troop bonus that she gets. I believe, where is this? I think it's part of her talent that gives extra. Where is it? Yeah, one unit HP is at 100%. Soldier stat excluding HP increased by 25%. Actually, wait. Twilight Star does break that. So, anyhow, TJ's 3C is not effective against Holy. So maybe that's also the reason why I missed this kill. I am actually pleasantly surprised. But anyhow, 13k HP, that's still quite a big number. So here I am, I'm kind of stuck after blowing my 3C. And Kruger can pretty much just solo my entire team, as you will see in a bit. I try to push Florentia out so I could hit with my Helena. Kruger is very, very annoying. With that buff D-spell, you can get some very nasty debuffs. See what happened to my TJS. Good thing was the Helena's Shiv immunity didn't get a spell. So yeah, here I can kill the Florentia pretty easily. Do some little bit of damage. And yeah, right now I just have no answer for the Lickle Landis tank healer combo, and it's pretty much GG at this point. Yeah, this was not a smart idea, attacking into a Lancer Landis, but anyhow, this is pretty much game. We will skip this because I thought I could turn it around with some Himiko shenanigans. I did get a lucky clock here or there, and I managed to actually kill, I think it was Kruger, but yeah, not enough to win the game. So yeah, first game of playoffs, not the best outcome I've hoped. So my opponent puts in Reen instead of, swaps out Reen instead of Omega, which makes sense. Against the Rush team, Reen is not the best unit per se. So yeah, going into this game, I had the same game plan really. Try to apply movement down on Himiko. I knew that the Landis did not run Overlord Bash, so try to apply Himiko movement down and just, open up some opportunities. I also decided to opt in for a more AoE-centric approach and see if that could do anything. I was able to ban out, as you can see here, Juggler and Kara, which are really hard AoE counters. So I have 3 AoE units, and Sherry, which can act as my single target. So my skill loadouts were pretty normal. Standard Clotaire, standard Sherry, Helena, standard. Himiko, I decided to play a little bit more greedy here. I did not bring the movement up skill. And Akaya with her, instead of the act again, I gave her a single target skill. On our opponent's side, Omega with his standard loadout. Healer Licorice, Sherry with no range skill, Landia standard, Luke with an AoE and a single target. Yeah, so this game was very lucky, I would say. You will see in a bit. But yeah, I had to essentially outdamage the Licorice. That was the plan. So yeah, moving Helena there actually gave her a good setup for next turn because of the... You see how her tiles overwrote the tree? So yeah. So I did this just to keep Omega back. Setting up for next turn. Yeah, so that was pretty lucky. I would say the fixed damage on Himiko's ninjutsu. So this kills Omega. And I get the lucky clock. As you can see here, Landius does not have Overlord's Bat, so mobility he cannot guard. This forces a Licorice heal. So I go in with Helena here, just to do some damage. The reason why I also did this was I wanted to overwrite the healing blocks, so that he could not use Licorice tiles to heal up, essentially. So my Clotaire moves in. Had the Himiko 3C not clock, I think this one was pretty much game. So turn Pyle goes to Edgar and he just heals back. So yeah, you know, luckily I had the 3C up so I could just land another AoE. And this would allow me to have a single target hit on anybody, potentially. There was also no way for... It was not in his favor to actually have Landius just stay and let the tile heal because he had a lot of debuffs. This was why I originally wanted to go in with Helena early on, just to get as much debuff as possible so the movement down doesn't get dispelled. So yeah, Sherry picks off the puppet. Now Luke has less threat now, but still a threat nonetheless. This did not kill the Sherry. Last Right Sherry was pretty strong. Able to tank a lot of hits. Luke dies in the fog. And yeah, this is pretty much game. Very lucky Himiko 3C clock from me. And that was able to allow me to win the game, essentially. Now, game 3. We're tied at 1-1. This game was, I would say, honestly, a misplay on my opponent's end. As you'll see later in my round of 32 match, the same strat did not work on a different opponent. So similar scenario as game 1, where we also did we try to beat a Landius tank push on the same map. So the MVP of this game will be Arianrod, as you see in a bit. Pretty much ends the game in turn, I would say turn 2 or turn 1, something like that. Something that I realized that actually cost me a game down the road was me starting to not bring the mobility up skill on Himiko. Also, on this map, I also brought the wrong troops. Sorks would serve the same purpose as Sky Archers here. I essentially wanted to be able to cross the water without having any mobility problems. And Sorks actually are better than Sky Archers in this case because Sorks allows me to maintain my 5 movement. Yeah, so here, the arianrod bait worked, and my opponent basically killed himself. Yeah. So I was able to kill, I believe, T-Just was dead, but Floor actually, never mind, Floor, yeah, got blown up too. So yeah, 3v5, pretty much over at this point. But yeah, a couple, again, you know, the Himiko troop selection was not the best. So Liana breaks my shield. And at this point, you know, the game's pretty much over. It's just a matter of me closing it out. I thought I almost threw here with the Luke single target. For some reason, I thought Karia was not guarded. But yeah, again, another lucky Himiko 3C, and I was able to secure the win. So 3C is up. Liana's able to dispel the movement down on Kyra. I try again to hit into the Landius, and this time it takes life. My T-Just at this point has teleport up and 3C up, so that should be able to kill the Landius. Sorry, I mean, that should be able to kill anyone on the map, essentially. But yeah, game over. Very lucky, I would say, in game 2. That allowed me to carry a momentum and a costly mistake on my opponent's end by attacking into the Enrod. Okay, let's look at round the game for round 128 to 64. So this was against Bakra. I have faced Bakra in ladder before too, so I had a little understanding of what my opponent did before. I knew he liked to play, like me, a tankless rush box, so this was going to be a pretty fun matchup in my opinion. So I have nightmares from facing Juggler on this map. Juggler is very good on this map against healer-less comps because of his ability to jump and hit you with Balance Blade AoE in a very in an early turn, early game situation. I don't know if Juggler was actually the best choice here, considering the fact that Kario was still up and I think Dila was still up, but I really wanted to use Juggler for some reason this game. So far, I do have the range advantage. I am able to somewhat zone the enemy team with my Juggler. But the good thing about him is that he has this Bozel at his disposal. He can kind of like hide Bozel in the sky and land a very devastating AoE on me to cause a lot of trouble. But yeah, Also, the Sage pick wasn't... My Sage is not built at all, really. This Sage pick was just to get, like, a Myth faction buff. So yeah, just prepping my team up. We both, you know, in Rush v Rush games, it really comes down to positioning and spacing. He knew my juggler had Bounce Blade and Spirit Boots, so he had to make sure that his Bernhard wouldn't get locked down. Bernhard is his physical tank here. So he had to stay back a little bit and make me kind of, I guess, make a move instead. So yeah, we're basically each teetering on the edges of the danger zone. So here I teleport my arianrod. He decides not to attack my arianrod with Kyra, which I don't know why. That would have been a kill, I believe. So here was what I was talking about him having the ability to put Bozo in a really good spot to land an AoE. So Bozo here can hit everybody but Elwin and Luke. That was why I decided to do the swap, just to get Luke out of range of Bozo. Ring hits my arianrod and my Elwin and Sage and the puppet. So the puppet's basically dead next turn, I believe. But yeah, arianrod does not have the debuffs here are fine. One thing I could not remember for the life of for the outcome of this game was essentially if Ring's fixed damage occurred before or after arianrod's talent. As you see here, my arianrod has 72% HP. So let's say I move here, and I drop an AoE. I didn't know for sure if I was able to move again because the fixed damage, I believe, occurred after the talent. So I would not be having that condition of being under 70% HP until, after my turn ends. So that was the part I was trying to think. And I decided to make the worst decision and attack into Ring, and thus killing arianrod and wasting a unit. So yeah, not looking good on my side here. I lost one of my main AoE units, and he has not lost anybody. So here, I think I also made a mistake. I should not have actually killed Kyra, because one thing I always forget about Kyra is that if she does not have 5 allies, she loses 3 mobility. So if my Luke pretty much just sat here and tapped the Bozo, I don't know if this would have killed. It would have been a gamble, or the Reen, in fact. Kyra would not have been able to hit anybody. So that was also a misplay on my end. I really wanted to kill the Kyra. So problem now is I don't have anybody that's able to kill off the Bernhard. My Lucretia is practically dead at this point. I wanted to lock down Tejas, but as you can see, I got clumped up here, so not a good call. Tejas can still pretty much kill me after this Bozo AoE, and all my units are silent. Sage cannot do anything. So, yeah, very costly mistake on the arianrod play. So yeah, I need to know exactly how certain things work. In this case, this Reen fixed damage interaction with arianrod talent. But yeah, so previously Reen landed cannot be buff on my Elwin, and it cannot be healed. So no healing and no extra social. So yeah, it's pretty much game at this point. All of this is kind of just last minute desperate resort. Let's move on to game 2. So like the last round, I lost the first game, but I was able to win the subsequent 2 games. Game 2. So yeah, this is a fun match. I have 2 drivers versus a single driver on his team. AoE Ares, AoE Vincent, no single target skill. Kara with her standard loadout. Ring with, I think this is double, triple AoE. Elwin standard. T-Just with, I actually decided to go for more, to give T-Just one more attack skill. Werner with sprint. Akaya with her act again skill. Luke with triple single target. So again, rush v rush comes down to positioning and usage of positioning tools. In this case, I have advantage because of the fact that I had teleport, act again, and a movement boost, as opposed to his single Akaya. Let's see if the Akaya on his team had act again. Yeah, so act again on Akaya, like mine. So I teleported Elwin here just so I could get Akaya to act again Elwin and be able to kill. I think I was originally going to go for Ares. But as you will see in a bit, I actually got very greedy and decided to do a very stupid play that thankfully did not cost me the game. But yeah, so here I decided to act again Elwin. At this point, my Elwin can reach... It can reach Kyra, it can reach everybody. I'm really scared of... So I'm not scared of Vincent, I'm not scared of Rain, I'm not really scared of Akaya. I'm somewhat scared about Ares. Ares single target might be able to kill me, but Kyra is kind of like the main, I would say, threat. So he knew that I wanted to kill Kyra. Well, actually, I didn't know that, but as you will see here, he does a very clever play, actually. He uses the wolf to body block the Kyra. So yeah, see, this is the big mistake. I decided to get really greedy and not use any attack skill. But thankfully, my Elwin was tanky enough to tank Akaya. Had the Akaya been able to take my first life, I think this game would have gone south for me for sure. So yeah, I was able to kill Kyra, the only threat to my Elwin. Ares cannot kill my Elwin at this HP percentage. I give the rest of my team a speed boost. So Werner at this point can actually reach a lot of people. Let's go back and just take a look. Yeah, so Werner can reach everybody but Vincent. Yeah, thankfully no silences, but anyhow, the Werner would still have been able to kill the Ares anyways. So yeah, easy kill on the Ares. My Luke is at 50% HP, so that's not the best. I single target attack into a ring, and that does not kill. Lucky proc there, but nonetheless. So reason why I teleported Luke there was I wanted him to make a choice with ring, because he still had ring 3C AoE, and I wanted him to make a choice to decide where he wanted to attack. So yeah, my Elwin is still alive. heals back to almost full HP from the talent. And yeah, my Elwyn was able to save the day here. Very greedy play on my end with that Ares no skill attack. Should have just, gone for the short soul, get a guaranteed kill, and then get another guaranteed kill later. So yeah, playing very, very greedily, something that's not good in a game like Langrisser. But I was able to clutch out the win. So, game 3. So I put in Bolzel instead of, who did I take out? I took out, I don't remember who I took out. I think I took out, anyhow. Yeah, so, again, Rush v Rush. At this point I was thinking in my head, I'll let him get the Aka. I didn't want to first ban Aka, I just let him, I will play against the driver. That was my strategy going off the head. First pick Elwyn. Let Elwyn carry the game, hopefully. Yeah, so far I was able to get 3 units that I use a lot. So I have a lot of comfort playing with these 3 units in a tankless scenario. He has the advantage in terms of reach. Akaya's, plus 3 movement? No, plus 2 movement. Along with Leon's Mech Knight is actually very dangerous on this map. I was also able to grab my Leon too, so we both have a good amount of threat range. I have Warner, he has Akaya, but I have 2 bruisers. Okay, so this game is, I spent a lot of time in the beginning, first turn, just to count the tiles. If you notice here, Leon, okay, we'll see after. So he decides to speed boost, but let me show you what I was counting in the beginning. So yeah, Akaya speed boost, that gives everybody on his team plus 2 movement. Yeah. So Ares can reach everybody in the front line. Leon can reach everybody. As you see here, you can take 1, 2, 1, 2, get a Mech Knight skill to ignore this, and reach here. So Leon is pretty much able to hit my Leon, and then still hit me with the AOE. That was the thing I was scared about the most. Kyra cannot reach anything. Zerida cannot. Well, Zerida needs setup, but Ares had the single target. I was more scared of Leon's 3C AoE damage taking me, so I decided to play the following way. I teleported Leon there so I could block his Leon's movement. I also did this so that he has to essentially, take a pick. Does his Ares want to kill or try to kill my Elwyn, right, with a single hit? Or does he want to take care of this Leon? Because if his Ares kills my Elwyn, my Leon can trade anybody here. I would probably trade Leon in this case and hit everybody with the AoE. So really, he's forced to kind of take out the Leon on my end. So yeah, whether or not this was the right person to use to take out my Leon, that is up for grab. But he decides to go in with Ares. Had he gone in with Kyra, this game might have been different. But yeah, he decides to use the Ares single target to kill my Leon. So yeah, that worked out for me pretty well because I am able to set up my team. My Ares is a big threat to my Elwyn. And now my Elwyn has the ability to reach Kyra thanks to the Warner Sprint. My Helena has the ability to reach the Ares. So here, this was, I don't know the math. I did not do the math, but I wanted to bait the Leon into attacking my Elwyn. Elwyn with unicorns on forest. Don't know how this would turn out, but yeah, he decided to play safe and not do that. So Helena goes in, kills the Ares. I think I saved my 3C. Yeah, I did. So yeah, he's got to kill the Helena now. Almost counter kills the Leon, surprisingly. So here, I did not want to move my L1 first. I wanted him to use an attack. Very lucky here. Did not get the kill. I'm telling you, unicorns on forest, that is attack. So yeah, his Akaya cannot, one-shot me with the wolf and his subsequent attack. So I think I move Warner here. Yeah, just to get L1 the extra boost. So Leon already uses 3C. So even if he does kill my L1 here, my L1 will still have a second life. So yeah. So the Akaya did not bring the act again. It was a 3C speed boost combo. Yeah, so kills my so my T-Jess has TP up. Zerida can reach Elwyn, but again, no skill, attack skill. Kyra cannot reach. Akaya can reach. The wolf cannot reach my Elwyn unless he is here. So my play was to actually teleport and kill the Akaya. The wolf cannot kill my Elwyn. And I did not think that, I was praying that the Zerida could not kill my Elwyn. So if you can see here, this is a 1189 attack Zerida versus a 930 defense Zerida. I didn't know if this was Stinger or not, but let's see. So yes, it was EMB. Had this been Stinger, things might have been different. But thankfully, yeah, I did not have to worry about that. Able to kill Zerida, and it becomes, as you see in a bit, the TGS versus Kyra showdown. Of course, TGS does have the advantage here, simply because Kyra is out of skills and out of the plus mobility passive that she has. So I can simply just outrange and heal up with TGS's extra range. Yeah, so I can, with Scepter 2 I can reach. So yeah. Game at this point, very close. Got pretty lucky, I would say, with some of my Elwyn skill plays. Anyhow, now moving on to game round 32 versus Mayberry, who sadly lost today. I was very, very angry at him for game 3. He clutched game 2, but very angry that he lost game 3. Very sad. I had all my tickets on him, but it is what it is. Better luck next time. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Versus Maebari, I watched a couple of his games before, and I figured he was a tank push comp. So this would be a similar replay of my game against Edgar Allan Bro. The difference here being that he runs the Hilda plus Chris combo, as opposed to the Hilda plus Landius combo. Yeah, this game was very, very frustrating for me. As you would see later, one modification to my Ultimuller build by basically giving him a weapon with a higher attack, and this game could have probably been different. And of course, some other misplays on my end in terms of skill selection that I really should not have made. But yeah, so standard tank push versus, I would say AoE rush, kind of. So yeah, first mistake. As I highlighted this previously, Himiko, without the movement up skill, I decided to go Shadow Raid here. It was honestly not a good choice. I don't know why. I think I wanted to try it out, but playoffs aren't a good place to try things out. So yeah, Himiko with goblins. Again, goblins might not have been the best. Sorks would probably been the best because of these terrain. It really messes up Himiko's movement. So Ares, AoE loadout. Here was also the second mistake. I don't think I should have brought this faction buff on Ultimiller, because that overlaps with Leon's faction buff that I brought. I brought Leon's faction buff just so Ares can do more damage on his AoE. So I should have probably bought some other 2C that Ares Ultimiller had. Maybe the 3C would have been a good choice here potentially, but yeah, TJ standard build. Kruger with Lava Titans. Standard loadout. Bozo standard loadout with Lancers. Firebrand Luke, and Shrine Maiden Liana, and the Lancer Chris. Yeah, so the Luke, I did not know if the Luke can kill the Ultimiller, but I wanted him to try at least. But yeah, so yeah, you'll see later why I was harping on the fact that I didn't bring the Himiko movement up. So yeah, Leon, it's actually not that bad having the Strategic Masters faction buff on Leon from Ultimiller, because he can effectively ignore some of the terrain here. Although he can already ignore 2 tiles with Mech Knight. So yeah, again, I think this was probably not a good choice. I was kind of panicking on which skill to pick. So yeah, did not end up picking the right skills really. So yeah, it was at this point that I decided to do a turn 1 initiation. He moved the Luke up front, and I had a second. I had 2P. I wouldn't say advantage, but by going after, I can land in an AoE for free. So yeah, I decided to go in with Ares. So Ares here has the Empire buff, so I get up to 15% extra damage. I give King's Crown to Ultimiller. Was not able to take the first life of Luke. Let's see if that crit actually. This is why Christiane is pretty OP. Chris has a anti-crit. Okay, so I did crit the Luke. Okay, but yeah, take out the first life of Luke. So my opponent actually made a mistake here that I could not capitalize on. He decided to attack with the Luke, not killing my Ares. So here, yeah, this was, oh my god. This frustrated me so much. Okay, so Chris has 2 guard. So, single target attacking after the pull wouldn't have done a thing. 70 attack. Damage dealt decreased by 10%. That is offset by my KC, King's Crown. So I used the first AoE, which does a 0.1 multiplier. That's like pretty much peanuts. I was trying to kill the Liana. The Liana had 4,000 HP at 553 defense. I still had another AoE left with a 0.36 multiplier. But I do have the damage dealt decreased by 10. I did some math after the game, and had my Ultimiller had, I think, maybe 200 more attack post-deploy, this Liana would have been dead. As you can see, this fails to kill the Liana, and it pretty much marks the doom of this game. For me. Yeah. 708 HP Liana left. My Ultimiller in this game had a weapon that only had 5% attack enchant. So yeah, very bad. I'm still salty to this day. Also, the Leon, 3C may have been nice here because I could have used it, but I think I really needed the Leon FB for Ares. But yeah, this is pretty much game at this point. He can just heal up and tank push his way to freedom. Additionally, what I could have done here, actually, this would have, I would have to do the math again, but Himiko, had she had the movement up, would have been able to reach this Liana after AoE, and that would have caused a lot of damage to. I don't know if this would kill. I would have to do the math, but yeah, the Liana would have died, and I would have a better chance at winning essentially. But yeah, but it is what it is. So yeah, this pretty much he just heals up, and I cannot do anything with Liana around and everybody at like, you know, full HP. So sad, very sad indeed. Game two made me realize that I need to make a couple adjustments to my box. Number one, I need assassin that can kill people reliably. I am currently sharding Zerda, and she will be ready hopefully by next season. I am also going to kick out my very beloved arianrod due to her let me put it this way, someone smart would not blindly attack into an arianrod. You will see that, so I have to give kudos to Mayberry for how he handled my arianrod. He basically countered my entire arianrod strat with the simple play of just ignoring her. As you will see in a bit, I was not able to do anything with arianrod, and yeah, so arianrod will be leaving the box. Leon might leave the box. I kind of like Leon because of his advantage that he gives in rush situations, so we will see. But arianrod is for sure leaving the team. Sadly. So yeah, you know, standard tank push again. So let's see if I learned my lesson. Okay, so yeah, I learned my lesson, and I did decide to bring the, you know, the Himiko movement up. Yeah, so this game was kind of, I think my really only win con was getting a very lucky Leon 3C displacement and being able to pick off people. But that in itself is a very RNG dependent task. So Leon can reach right now. But yeah, praying for a nice displacement with Leon to win the game is not very safe, so to speak. So yeah, as you can see here, Maebari just decides not to attack my arianrod. Smart, very smart, I would say. So yeah, I go in, try to land a black hole, see if I get any lucky debuffs. I do get a heal block on the DPS units, which is good. But you will see next turn that his Kara can hit my summon. What I should have done here maybe was instead have the summon actually not be within range of Kara. So Kara is actually forced to attack into my Luke or my arianrod. Attacking into the arianrod would force, you know, arianrod to be very exactly what I want her to be. Attacking into the Luke might force a counter kill on the Kara because of the fact that I'm running Draupnir and Kara can counterattack. But yeah, this was a misplay. Good play on his end for picking my my summon as the target. And this heals everybody. So yeah, just laying down the AoE just to see if I could do some damage and hope that Liana gets movement down so he cannot heal enough people. But Chris has Overlord Bash, so he does not get the movement down. But anyhow, yeah. Again, things don't look nice here. I was also scared. Another thing I need to learn how to do better is just, you know, picking assassins early. So in ban pick, what I should have done instead in this game really was pick a assassin first pick. This can either be Sherry or Kara. So this is something I need to work on for next season. But yeah, not the best displacement. Can't reach anybody. My T just as you will see in a bit, I do get a very lucky breeze that allows me to finish off the Bozo. But yeah, effectively my arianrod is countered hard by not getting attacked. I do want to experiment with bringing single target on arianrod, but I don't think that's... yeah, if I bring single target, it's kind of like... We'll see. We'll see if arianrod is truly out of the meta. Yeah, I try to push... at this point, it was really, you know, it's kind of... This is just a fool's... Kyra misses the kill on a full HP TGS. But really, I don't have many things available now. So here, I killed the Kyra with my Himiko Assassinate skill. Stage 3C wipes my TGS. My Luke, without the puppet, cannot do much. Here, I forced myself to use the 3C. Doesn't do anything, really. Sage kills... Does not kill Luke, but does get the go all proc. And yeah, so pretty much the game's over at this point. There's not much I can really do. You know, all he has to do is just heal up and win the game. So yeah, I do need to get Assassin ready as soon as possible so I can counter these tank push boxes. Good thing is, there is a very prominent assassin on the horizon. Well, two actually. Two very prominent assassins with the names of Werner and Epsilon. I will be sharding my Zerida to fill my gap of having an assassin. And I kind of want to play tank push now, you know, seeing how I practically lose games when facing a good tank push. So yeah, this sums up my run of Season 8 Apex, and I will see you guys hopefully next season. I do want to take a break from Apex now. I am spending way too much time playing this game. It is fun, no doubt, but yeah, I do need to take a break, and hopefully see you guys next season, and we'll see how things go. The arianrod, Sally, it's not looking bright. Her future is not looking bright. I probably have to sub her out sometime. The other thing that I could have maybe done here at the very end was, I doubt this would have made a difference, but basically, you know, have an arianrod retreat and try to get her cooldowns to align up with her talent so that I can get a double pop or a double AoE combo off at 50% HP. I don't know how plausible that is, but that could have been something I tried doing, because that may have killed the Sage, at least one life of the Sage, but I doubt the Liana would have died. 13k HP, that's just scary. Anyhow, thank you for watching, and good luck to whoever's playing in the finals tomorrow. I believe it's Autoron versus Trady. Yeah, well, have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time.